Warframe, the Oraxia Ability Showcase by PlayWarframe.
Hello. I'm here to talk to you about Oraxia, our latest Warframe, our spider Warframe. She was not a myth, but she is a legend.
She looks clean.
Her passive is whenever she wall latches, she becomes invisible for a few seconds.
Okay.
So as long as you wall latch every now and then, you can go about your business undisturbed. You'll see how that plays into the rest of her kit later.
So, I mean, I can already see Spectral Serration being 100% a mod that's going to be a solid pick for her, much like Ashe. I play a lot of Ashe. Spectral Serration is dumb. Probably one of the best mods in the game, in my opinion.
For her one, whenever you get an enemy below 50% or in mercy range, they get that mark above their heads.
Sure.
And then you can use her
Execute?
to instantly kill them and gain a bunch of orbs out of them. So
Sure.
you get health orbs and energy orbs. The amount depends on your power strength, so it is pretty useful. For her two,
sounds like that's a guaranteed drop for energy and power orbs. It's kind of nutty, actually. I know in regards to the pet system, what is it? Baka has a dog that digs up a bunch of energy. I think I have on Death Cube Prime, I have the mod that on 10 assists, it guaranteed drops energy. I'm usually... I don't know. I can't speak to the pet system because I mean I haven't done the whole I haven't done the full Fox grind. I haven't done any of that. And my Nautilus is definitely not where it needs to be at. So it's interesting to see how certain meta builds are able to just generally get energy going. I think it's fascinating because I was literally thinking just before watching this today, I was just like, I mean, well, if they're trying to do the wall climb thing, I mean, we do have the wall hang mechanic. So it's kind of wild that, yeah, no, like, she just kind of hangs on the wall and will go invisible. This makes me wonder... I don't think Daikyu would be the answer. I don't think so.
you create this web, and as you can see, you capture all of them here.
So there's your AoE.
And they get their health broken, so that means they take extra damage from attacks. So they're quite vulnerable to you right now.
Interesting.
For her 3, she will set everyone with toxin, and then as you kill them, they'll start spawning little guys. So look at that. That's my little scuttler. A little friendo that has joined the battle. And basically, as they die from being marked by the 3, they'll all start creating little spiders that will now come help me. And as you can see, now they're all getting in range, so you can come in and eliminate them after the fact. So look.
How do their levels work? Because I'm noticing 170, but it looked like some of the skulls were 169-ish. I'm assuming that it's going to be a 1-to-1. I mean, with the issue I run into with Necros, especially when you do heavy steel path in, like, say, Duviri, right, is you'll have one wave that's like at like level, what, 4,400, but then a couple waves later when you're at like 63, 6,600, and you, because Necros banks the last 20 kills he gets, and it cycles through them. He's able to summon these up to 7 most powerful, because 7 is hard cap. You obviously break that if they can summon more, but that's beside the point. But because they're stored, they're spawned at a lesser level. So if you face 4400s and go up against 6300s, it doesn't scale up. The memory of that enemy will still be 4400 when it's summoned. It's led to some interesting things when I go for level cap and do very steel path. Like, it's one of those niche interactions where it's like, yeah, this is a thing. But I'm assuming that because this isn't necessarily storing, and because her 3 is in response to the level, I'm assuming it's 1-to-1 to the level.
Look at my little army over here. Attack!
I kind of dig this, though.
For the 4th one, I become a spider.
Okay.
I gain the ability to go on 4 legs. As you can see, my health got increased significantly. It's double plus whatever you have in strength. And when I tap shift, I can web into any wall and wall latch forever. So you can basically be going from wall to wall with this, and it is quite powerful to work along with your passive, because obviously you stay stealth as long as you're in it, and as you can see, the mobility is quite big. You can also use...
I actually see this being an issue in Steel Path. So I guess what I've understood when Twitch chat has talked about Spider Frame and looking into Spider Frame, I think we talked about this during DevStream 188, was they were trying to make the wall running work. And I think that is literally going into this, I'm like, well, what are they going to do with the wall, with just wall hang? And I think that them settling on the wall hang, I think is the correct thing to do. I think that it's probably the easiest thing for them to do, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. It's probably the easiest thing for them to do going into this. I do see it being an issue in certain activities. Duviri, the cityscape, sure, awesome. I could totally see it working with the buildings. But if it's, the Duviri map where it's pretty flat or pretty open, I feel that movement options become lesser. But that's the thing about Warframe is, sure, it is a power fantasy. Don't get me wrong. It is absolutely a power fantasy. But there are certain frames that don't do as good in other activities, like taking Necros into Index, right? I can't use my 4. Like there's no point to bring Necros in. So I usually went with Lavos, and now I'm actually camping Titania because Titania is funny, right? I mean, if you're running relics, if you have a Fisher pop open and you're trying to just go sheer number run, 60-second capture runs for relic cracks, right? Why are you not running Gauss? Why are you not running Titania, right? Why are you not running a Volt? Why are you not running speed frames, right? Like, you don't have to. Like, I brought Necros into Index. Sure, I brought pretty slow frames in comparison into relic crack missions. It's not like you're immediately just like, wow, this isn't tier 0, this isn't tier 1, get out of my game status. I hear it potentially gets like that with Eidolon hunts in public, but I still haven't done Eidolons. I'm just doing Steel Path stuff, honestly. I think it's interesting to look at, and I think that it's, everyone has their main, but there are multiple uses for each frame, and each frame is not going to be good in every single activity. Titania does, for all intents and purposes, have her downfalls. What is it? The infected cloud, when she just zooms through it, just gets downed instantly. Like, there's checks and balances. So I like how the game presents the power fantasy, but also kind of limits itself so there's no official best in slot frame. There's S tier frames, don't get me wrong, but I think that it's interesting because on maps like 1999, on maps with, they're able to like Corpus tile sets. I could see Corpus tile sets going ham, especially when you have like, what is it, Rapopolist or whatever his name is, the bug zapper. I hate that boss, dude. Rapopolist, just being able to hit your 4, be able to web across, be able to abuse wall hang, make sure that you can avoid aggro by being invisible, take advantage of things like spectral serration. I feel like there's some spice here.
It on the ground, so essentially it replaces your roll. So I can just use this and travel pretty quickly with this. And obviously, if I use it on the wall, that's when I actually wall latch and become invisible. And
I dig it.
Here I can use it directly to kill enemies with my 1, and also.
This should be with the heavy attack nerf, right? You have to jump higher. So this actually would feed into what they were talking about during DevStream 188, where to avoid Magistar 1-inch bunny hop spam, you have to actually jump up to a certain height to get the maximum AoE from it. So that actually coincides with this nicely.
Well, obviously, I kind of dilly-dallied a little bit, so most of my scuttlers are gone. I only have 3 of the little ones, but, they're still doing some work over there. Also, while I'm in the spider form, all my attacks deal toxin damage. And
I did see that.
Do a toxin nova around it, so it's pretty good to spread that. Synergizes great with Archon continuity, for example, if you want to spread corrosive all over the place, or with some of the shards. Okay,
so her 4's like Titania. It's a form change. It's like 1 tick per second.
And yeah, that's about it. That's how Oraxia works. As you can see, it's pretty fun to just kind of web around. It's just a very different way to play around and move, but it's a lot of fun, and you can keep stealthy while having your little army of spiders. Which, let's get some out, and then using your wand to finish any of the victims that are weakened out, and you can sustain all your energy needs and health needs. That's it. Hope you like it. Hope you're looking forward to playing her very soon. Take care. Adios.
I'm trying to think what you would subsume off the kit. Like, your rally is pretty insular, right? Like, you don't subsume anything off of your rally, for all intents and purposes. I've seen some debate on Titania, where some people get rid of her 3, her lamp. Some people get rid of her 2, which is her buff cycle. I've heard that people cycle. It depends what they want to do, right? I feel like Sevagoth's Gloom could go pretty hard. I mean, like I was gonna say Grendel Nourish, but to be fair, it's like, oh, how original, Grendel Nourish, right? I think that because your one's your Assassinate, your one's effectively your Ash. Your two and your 3 are pretty static, right? Your 4 is your movement. Your 4 is your form change, so you don't want to necessarily subsume that. Maybe the AoE, maybe. I don't know. I think that's going to be interesting to see how Oraxia gets build crafted, honestly. I actually really love this. I love looking through this, and I love that Warframe puts these out for the community kind of look over and to kind of just go, hey, the things. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go get up. I'm going to go do other things. I'm going to continue watching my history of Dead Space again and become depressed, remembering EA has fumbled the franchise multiple times now, and that we'll never know what the finale is. But hopefully it doesn't distract you from having a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.